Hello all, the Irrational Skeptic here, and today I will be continuing my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be continuing my YouTube channel because, as you may know, I haven't been on YouTube for a while. So instead of saying today I'm going to continue talking about X, Y, or Z, I guess I should just say today I'm going to continue my YouTube channel. So, but to be more accurate, I'm going to say that today I'm going to continue speaking about the MBTI types in college. This is something I started maybe 5 months ago. I made an introduction to the topic, and thanks to a suggestion from Vox Populi, who commented on my channel and said they would like for me to continue. I replied by saying I would continue soon, and I guess today I decided that soon means right now. So yeah, this is an impromptu video, and it's kind of just being made to get the ball back rolling on this channel. Give me a little motivation to continue posting, and yeah, I would like to be more consistent as I was before. I used to post at least one video a week, so I'm going to try and hold back to that standard. You know, new year, new me, or whatever they call it. But yeah, I will be covering just pick out of a random hat here, the ISTP in college. ISTPs. So, who are the ISTPs? The ISTPs have the following functions: introverted thinking, dominant; extroverted sensing, auxiliary; introverted intuition, tertiary; and extroverted feeling as their inferior function. And so I will tell you how these functions play out with them in school, in a college environment. And I use college environment specifically because I see these as one of the best labs for MBTI testing. It draws a variety of people from all over the country, different countries as well, so internationally and nationally. So it gives you a really a micro view of the macro world, and it's, in my view, as random a sample as you can get. Because these are people from all over. Yes, you do have to take the SAT scores in order to get into college, so maybe it is not representative of, let's say, people that don't score well on the IQ tests, or sorry, on the SAT tests. I've encountered all 16 types in college, so yeah, that's my own proof. I know 16 of the types in college, so I assume that it draws people from every type, if you catch my drift there. So, moving on, the ISTP is the type in college that I'd like to call I'd call them the sly fox. Let's go with that. They're very, they have a certain jack of all trades quality to them, not in the same sense of the ENTP, who is the jack of all trades in, let's say, experimentation and ideation. The ISTP is a jack of all trades in terms of they really dib and dab in everything from the social context to a more business-oriented context of their own life, of their own being. And what do I mean by this? So in social life, you would find the ISTP, let's say in college, if they were part of a fraternity or sorority, they would be the one that is able to organize, let's just use parties. They could organize parties in such a way that maximizes the effectiveness of each of the group members that are in play, because very, they notice a lot. They use extroverted sensing as their auxiliary function, which assists them to look out at the world and look out at everyone in the environment and see their roles, not just pick their roles, see their roles directly. And because they have introverted thinking as their dominant function, they're able to categorize and label everybody according to some sensation-based logic. I guess, yeah, that's a good way to put it. Sensation-based logic. So I'll give a concrete example. Let's say that they see that John Smith is very good at getting the ladies. What the ISTP will do is find out exactly what it is that John Smith does, says, acts, presents themselves in order to get all the ladies. You see, they do not, in this sense, they do not think anybody is special. They don't necessarily think they are special. They think that anything can be learned, anything, if you can do it, I just have to do what you do, and then I should get the same results. Granted, they do know that people have some natural inbuilt mechanisms that you cannot easily copy. So someone might be good looking or more attractive or taller than most, and knowing that the general trend is that women like taller men, if they weren't tall, they know that, hey, they can't win in this sphere, but that's okay. They can pick from the other areas and maybe average out better. If they were to not do anything and think that automatically they would just get the woman because it's all chance and all randomness. And yeah, that's I guess that's one of the concrete examples I can give. Sorry if I offend anyone because I used getting woman as an example, but I'm talking about college. So this is just kind of, when you're in college, that's kind of normal talk. And yeah, so continuing, the ISTP is able to take concrete facts about people, things, about the world, and translate them into something that can be used, and translate them into something productive. And so the reason why, in maybe the MBTI or other MBTI sources, you might see people saying ISTPs would make good mechanics, good construction workers, or usually anything that involves the hand and very precise logic. So mechanical engineering is what many people might say an ISTP would be good at. And while I do agree with that to some extent, I still think that is obviously a limiting point of view on the ISTP. I think that they generally can take sensing input and then turn that input into a system that can be used to drive themselves forward. So they could very possibly be sports commentators on TV, because now they're looking at numbers and statistics of basketball players or of football players, and they can correlate these statistics and numbers because they have good introverted logic, and they can also look at the players themselves and correlate the players' actions. This player A is really good because he is very quick, he's very fast, and they've correlated the speed of individuals to be highly predictive of how well they're going to play. And they're also facts-based people. So if they find that a player is consistently making three-pointers, this is a good three-point shooter. A good three-point shooter is vital to the game, especially in situations where you're playing a team and you're down by 20 points and you need to catch up in 10 minutes. If the three-point shooter averages 8 out of every 10 shots they take, the ISTP will say, yeah, just keep passing the ball to him and he's gonna eventually, get 24 points. The more times, the more opportunities you give him to shoot, he's gonna hit most of them, So I'm just giving you a type of way where SE and TI are working together, and maybe I'm diverging a little bit from the topic, but yeah, the ISTP in college is going to be laid back. It's going to be generally, as we say, they'd be lazy, easygoing. They're going to be quite popular with the guys and the girls because they're, they might have extroverted feeling as their inferior function, but they're extremely curious individuals. So they like to experience sensations with their hands. They like to, go out there and experiment with things, with people, with sports. So don't be surprised, if you find that an ISTP is very involved in clubs, in creating clubs, in starting a club, and starting business club or sports club, or they can be people's people. Yes, they are naturally introverts and so would probably always find their time to withdraw, but they also have that need to go out and make things happen. And so we have, let's say, they have, go down their functions a little bit, and they have introverted intuition. And so they do play with this a lot. Even though they're not very trusting of their introverted intuition, they generally see that they know what's going to happen, or they generally see where things are going. They spot patterns. They spot if let's say someone in school is very argumentative, they may throw something at them to jog them, to get them to argue, to play, And the tertiary function is kind of that function. It's a playful function. In my cognitive function stack, I have TI as that function, introverted thinking, and I do find myself playing with introverted thinking many times. When I'm having conversations, I find myself going down some logic-based system, or showing people what if something they say leads to some conclusion that they might have not been thinking of. And just as a jab, So, and then the ISTP using NI in this fashion is kind of a proving themselves correct. When they do something like this, they will maybe make a side snark comment, and the INFP stands up and says, "That's just wrong. That's just immoral." And the ISTP knew that was going to happen with their introverted intuition. And yeah, they may act like that wasn't their goal, but yeah, that's them expressing the playful nature of introverted intuition. And their inferior extroverted feeling. And this is the part where you might get them making very blunt comments. They may be similar to the INTP in this manner, but they're also a lot more direct than the INTP in this manner. The INTP, using extroverted intuition, tries to sometimes find other ways to say the same thing. The ISTP, on the other hand, is okay with telling you you're blatantly wrong, or in telling you that you're not considering all possible scenarios. So this is their way of not being able to adapt extroverted feeling to the people that they're talking to, so to loosen up the constraints on arguments, or on things they want to say and things they want to get out there. So yeah, I'm getting to the 20-minute mark on this video. I will try to keep this shorter, and I will continue with this series. So this is ISTP, MBTI Types in College, episode 2 of the series. And as you can expect, I'm going to be doing all the types in college. So stay tuned. Listen for your type, and I will see you all next time. The Irrational Skeptic signing off.